Oh, well done from Vekic to get to that ball.
Watch without subscribing. It is free, takes 2 seconds, and helps us keep bringing you the real stories from the tennis world. Already subscribed? You are a legend. Thank you. Now, let us get into this mess. So, here is what everyone is talking about right now. AlexEala, the rising Filipino star who has been setting the tennis world on fire, supposedly just called out Aryna Sabalenka for making racist comments on live television. Yeah, you heard that right. The internet is going absolutely ballistic. Twitter is melting down faster than a cheap tennis racket in the Arizona sun. Reddit threads are exploding with hot takes. TikTok is flooded with reaction videos. Everyone is picking sides, demanding apologies, calling for suspensions. Some people are already writing Sabalenka off as canceled, while others are defending her like their lives depend on it. The tennis community is more divided than a double fault at match point. Stick around because what really happened here is going to blow your mind. And trust me, it is not what you think. This story has more twists than a Federer slice backhand. Picture this. You wake up, scroll through your phone with your morning coffee, and boom, headlines screaming that one of the WTA's biggest stars just dropped racist bombs on live TV about one of the sport's most exciting young talents. Your jaw hits the floor. You click the link, the comment sections are already World War III. People are demanding investigations, sponsors are allegedly getting tagged, the outrage machine is running at full throttle. It is the kind of story that makes you stop everything you're doing and dive straight into the drama. Because if this is true, we're talking about one of the biggest scandals in modern tennis history. This is career-ending stuff. This is the kind of moment that gets replayed in documentaries for decades. But here's the thing, and I need you to pay very close attention here because this is where everything falls apart. None of it happened. Zero, zilch, nada. Not a single word of it is true. That's right, folks. The entire story never existed. This whole thing is a textbook example of internet misinformation spreading like wildfire through a dry forest. And the worst part, millions of people bought it. They shared it. They got angry about it. They formed opinions and took sides over something that literally never happened. Welcome to 2026, where fake news travels faster than a Shelton serve and hits just as hard. Now, you might be wondering, okay, if this is fake, where did it come from? Great question. Someone, somewhere, probably sitting in their basement with way too much time on their hands, decided to cook up this controversy out of thin air. Maybe they wanted clicks. Maybe they wanted to stir the pot. Maybe they just enjoy watching the world burn. Whatever their motivation, they succeeded in creating chaos. They took two names that are buzzing in tennis right now, Sabalenka, the powerhouse champion, and Eala, the explosive young talent, and they smashed them together in the ugliest way possible. They knew exactly what they were doing. Racism allegations? That's nuclear material in today's world. That's guaranteed engagement, guaranteed outrage, guaranteed virality. And it worked like a charm. But here's what really gets under my skin about this whole situation. While people were busy getting worked up over fake drama, they completely missed the real story that is actually unfolding in women's tennis right now. Because something genuinely massive is happening, and it has nothing to do with racist comments or personal feuds. It has everything to do with a generational earthquake that is shaking the WTA to its foundation. We're talking about young guns rising up, veterans pushing back against brutal schedules, and a labor dispute that is exposing cracks in the entire system. This is the real drama, folks. This is what we should be talking about, and it is way more interesting than any fake controversy could ever be. Let's talk about AlexEala first, because this young woman is the real deal. If you haven't been paying attention, you need to notice. Eala is not just winning matches, she is dominating them. She is not just competing, she is announcing her arrival with authority. Her game is electric, power of both wings, never seen before. They are traveling to tournaments, buying tickets, waving flags, creating atmospheres that rival Grand Slam matches. This is not just about one player anymore. This is about an entire nation rallying behind their champion. Think about what this means for tennis. The sport has been desperate for new stars, new markets, new energy. And here comes Eala carrying the hopes of over 110 million Filipinos on her shoulders, and she is delivering. Every time she steps on court, it's an event. Social media goes crazy, streaming numbers spike, sponsors start paying attention. This is the kind of story that tennis needs, a young, charismatic player from a non-traditional tennis nation breaking through and bringing millions of new fans with her. It's beautiful, it's exciting, it's the future of the sport materializing right before our eyes. But while Eala and other young stars are rising, something else is happening at the top of the industry. The veterans are exhausted. Top players like Aryna Sabalenka and Iga Swiatek are not skipping tournaments because they're lazy or because they don't care. They're protesting. They're pushing back against the WTA schedule that has become constantly battling burnout. It is unsustainable, and the top players are finally saying enough is enough. Sabalenka has been vocal about this. She has talked about injury lists. Look at how many top players are dealing with chronic problems. Look at how many are retiring earlier than they should. This is a system that is breaking its own athletes, and the athletes are starting to fight back. When Sabalenka and Swiatek skip tournaments, it's not a diva move, it's a labor action. It's players with leverage using that leverage to demand change. And honestly, good for them.
Here is where it gets really interesting. You have got this fascinating tension developing between the young players who are hungry and desperate to prove themselves, who will play anything, anywhere, anytime, and the established stars who have already proven everything and are now demanding better working conditions. It is a generational divide, but it is not personal, it is structural. The young guns see opportunity in the gaps left by skipping veterans. The veterans see a system that chewed them up and are trying to fix it before it does the same to the next generation. Both sides have valid points. Both sides are acting rationally within the system they have been given.
The world is
and you know what is not part of this story?
After a historic
racism,
giant-slaying
personal
run in Dubai
animosity,
that saw her top of
feuds,
the world's elite,
drama.
the Filipina phenom is
the
not just
relationship
rising,
between
she has arrived.
Sabalenka and players
Next
like
stop,
Eala is
the
actually
United
supportive.
States of America.
Sabalenka has gone
AlexEala
out of her
is
way
bringing the
to
heat to the
encourage
legendary-
young players. She remembers what it was like breaking through. She understands the pressure. The idea that she would make racist comments about a rising star is not just false, it is completely counter to everything we know about her character. But that did not stop the fake story from spreading, because facts are boring compared to outrage, right? Wrong. The truth is actually way more compelling than the fiction. We are watching women's tennis go through a transformation. New stars are emerging from unexpected places. The old guard is fighting for systemic change. The WTA is caught in the middle, trying to balance player welfare with sponsor demands and tournament commitments. This is real drama. This is high-stakes negotiation happening in real time, with the future of the sport hanging in the balance. And instead of talking about this genuinely fascinating story, we got distracted by made-up garbage designed to generate clicks. This is why media literacy matters, folks. This is why we need to slow down, verify sources, and think critically before we share and react. Because when we do not, when we just see a juicy headline and immediately hit repost, we are not spreading information. We are spreading chaos. We are giving power to people who manufacture fake controversies. We are drowning out the real stories that actually matter. And in this case, we're potentially damaging the reputations of real people who did nothing wrong. Imagine being AlexEala right now. You're working your butt off, making history for your country, inspiring millions of kids to pick up a racket, and suddenly your name is attached to this fake scandal. Or imagine being Aryna Sabalenka. You're trying to advocate for better conditions for all players, and suddenly you're being accused of racism based on complete fiction. Neither of them asked for this. Neither of them deserves this. But they are stuck dealing with the fallout because someone wanted clicks. We need to ask questions. Where did this come from? Is there video? Is there a credible source reporting it? Are established journalists covering it? If the answer is no, if it's just random social media accounts and sketchy websites, then we need to be extremely skeptical. We need to resist the urge to share first and verify later, because that urge, that impulse to be first with the hot take, that is what feeds the misinformation machine. The real story in women's tennis right now is incredible. We've got generational talent emerging. Not fake scandals, not manufactured outrage, the actual, complex, nuanced reality of what is happening on and off the court. AlexEala is going to keep rising. Her talent is undeniable. The support behind her is massive. She is going to win big tournaments. She is going to inspire a generation. And you know what? The veterans like Sabalenka are going to keep fighting for better conditions, and they should, because the next generation, including players like Eala, will benefit from those fights. This is not heroes versus villains. This is athletes navigating a complicated system, trying to compete at the highest level while also demanding basic fairness. That's the story. That's what matters. So the next time you see a headline that seems designed to make you angry, take a breath. Ask yourself if it passes the smell test. Check multiple eyes on the real stories unfolding at Baseline Z, because we will always bring you the truth, no matter how complicated it gets. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.